Hey folks, how you doing? It's another week of family-friendly movie picks, and I'm Mr. John. This is where each week I share with you 3 hidden gems. They're 3 of my favorite movies, and I hope after watching them, they become 3 of your favorite movies. Just like every week, parents, you need to do some homework. Go on the internet, search what these movies are about. There's a couple sites that will help you do that, and you can see if the content is appropriate for your home. And folks, I always try to make sure that you can actually watch these movies. You might have to spend a couple bucks, but they're all available online or streaming. So let's get started with our first movie. For this week's animated movie, we're going back in time. We're going really far back in time. We're going to the Land Before Time. The Land Before Time is about a group of 5 young dinosaurs that get separated from their family. They must make the long and dangerous journey to the Great Valley to be reunited with their families. It will be a long and dangerous trip, but with each other, they're sure to make it. This is another movie by Don Bluth. Now, we talked about Don Bluth in a previous episode when we highlighted The Secret of NIMH. Remember, Don Bluth is the guy that left Disney to start his own company. Well, this time he teamed up with producers George Lucas and Steven Spielberg to make this epic tale of dinosaurs. The Land Before Time is such a sweet, simple little story. It's something that the whole family will love. It has adorable heroes to root for as they make the long journey to find the land of plenty. The film offers a lot of information about dinosaurs for kids. It talks about species, what the planets looked like when they lived, and how they had to fight for survival. Now, released in 1988, this film became a full-fledged toy franchise. It had DVDs, television, and many, many sequels. So if you like dinosaurs, you like cartoons, I think you're going to love this movie. It's time for a live-action movie, and this week's live-action pick is Hook. When his young children are abducted by his old nemesis, Captain Hook, middle-aged lawyer Peter Banning turns to his magical origins as Peter Pan. Peter must revisit a foggy past in which he abandoned Neverland for his family life, leaving Tinkerbell and the Lost Boys to fend for themselves. Given their bitterness towards Peter for growing up and their allegiance to their new leader, the old gang may not be happy to see him. This movie came out in 1991, and it stars Robin Williams as the grown-up Peter Pan in search of his youthful zest for life, Dustin Hoffman as the one-armed pirate Captain Hook, and Julia Roberts as the pint-sized pixie Tinkerbell. This movie is just a lot of fun. It was directed by Steven Spielberg, and it looks at what would happen if Peter left Neverland and grew up. As an adult, I look at all the sets when they go to Neverland, and I wish I was one of those lost boys. I'd get to run around the island and swashbuckle with pirates. Today, most big action movies are made with a lot of green screen. That's where the actors do their acting in a studio, and everything is painted green, and then the sets are added in later with a computer. This movie was made in 1991. Before, that was a common practice as it is now. And while this movie does make use of computer animation for shots of Tink and when they fly, all the sets, pirate ships, the Lost Boys lair, they're all real. They're not a green screen. So give this movie a try. You know how to find it, right? Second star to the right and straight on till morning. This week's musical pick is my all-time favorite musical, Singin' in the Rain. It's the story of Don Lockwood, a silent movie star, and his leading lady, Lena Lamont, who would love to be his co-star off-screen as well. They are Hollywood heartthrobs and the biggest of stars. There's just one problem. Silent movies are about to become a thing of the past as the talkies have begun. But real-life Lena has the most annoying voice. And Don and his pals must think quickly how to fix her voice and pull off their new movie so the fans will still adore them. This is considered to be one of the best made musicals of all time, and it stars my favorite singer-dancer, Gene Kelly. It features his most iconic dance routine where he literally sings and dances in the rain. Alongside Gene Kelly is comic actor, singer, dancer Donald O'Connor, who is so funny and does one of my favorite dance routines, Make 'em Laugh. Rounding out the list of headliners is Gene Kelly's love interest, an answer to all their problems, Princess Leia's mom. No, really, It's Princess Leia's mom. Well, it's actually Debbie Fisher who was Princess Leia's mom. Actually, Debbie Fisher was Carrie Fisher's mom, and Carrie Fisher played Princess Leia. So it's kind of like Princess Leia's mom. You can see all three of them perform together when they do one of the best numbers in the show, Good Morning, with that dancing stunt over the couch. The movie was made in 1952, but all of the songs already existed before the movie, and they were made for other projects all back in the 30s. It's what we call today a jukebox musical, where music was not written for the show but for something else. The song that gave the film its title, Singing in the Rain, was actually written for a movie called The Hollywood Review of 1929. And that movie came out in, you guessed it, 1929. Instead of what we've come to know and love as Singing in the Rain, the original version looked like this.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again.
That's a far cry from 20 years later when it looked like this.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again.
Did you know that scene took Gene Kelly 3 days to film? And he actually was sick. He had a fever of 103 degrees when he filmed that. One of my favorite things about this movie is near the end, there's about a 15 minute long musical number called Broadway Melody. It is so big, so colorful, so fun. And the dance scene between Kelly and the mind-blowing Sid Charisse with that green dress and the longest legs I've ever seen is one of the best parts of the movie. Well, I can go on and on with useless trivia about this movie. It's one of my favorites, but I should wrap things up so you guys can get on and get on with your weekend and watch these movies. Feel free to subscribe to this channel, hit like so you'll be notified anytime new videos come out, and go ahead and make a comment down below. I'd love to see what you thought of some of these movies, or maybe make a suggestion for an upcoming video. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.